Restoring Your Spirit, a breast cancer wellness forum. I want to remind everyone that our program is still open. In order to support the breast cancer community, we're offering individual and group counseling over the phone as well as over Zoom. We continue to provide health workshops and referrals for free and low-cost mammography screening. And of course, our hotline volunteers continue to speak with people with concerns about breast cancer. I want to thank the staff and the volunteers. Angela Papalia, Alita Rubenstein, Adriana Valencia, Kim Newman, and Michelle Lamberson have all been working very closely with our 3 MSW student interns, Marissa, Brittany, and Sarah, to organize today's event. I also would like to thank our sponsors, the Junior Coalition of the Manhasset Women's Coalition Against Breast Cancer and the Mother Cabrini Health Foundation. We're able to provide free educational programs due to their generous funding. And I'd like to briefly thank our panel of speakers, Tina Conroy, Laura Glenz, and Marisol Peralta. They will be introduced in greater detail by Marissa, our second-year MSW intern who is pursuing her master's degree here at Adelphi University. She's been an intern with our program since September and has been a wonderful addition to our team. Please welcome Marissa.
Thank you, Raina. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Marissa Cosentino. I'm a social work intern here at the Adelphi Breast Cancer Program. We have a great program tonight. We have a panel of experts that will be speaking about how to nurture our spirits using Reiki, nutrition, and healthy recipes. We're going to do our best to be on schedule and end when we're supposed to. So if you have any questions for the panel, we're going to try to get to that at the end. If we don't have time, we will email the panelists your questions. So just any questions that you have, put in the chat and include your email address, please. I'd like to welcome our first speaker, Tina Conroy. Tina is the Director of Energy Healing and Reiki Master at the Center for Wellness and Integrative Medicine. Tina holds a Reiki Master Teacher degree and is also a certified yoga instructor. Tina has a passion for working with individuals to enhance their well-being and designs personal healing and transformation unique to her clients' needs. Please join me in welcoming Tina Conroy.
Thank you so much. Always just so wonderful to be with all of you. Hello, ladies. And it's one of my very favorite topics to speak about is Reiki and what Reiki is. So today I would like to share a little bit of what Reiki is, but also make it very kinesthetic and very of a learning process so that you can feel what it is for yourself. So Reiki is combining 2 words, and just to pronounce it is Rei, like the sun, and Ki, which is energy. And so if we think of the sun, it's combined by 2 words. Reiki is a Japanese modality, a Japanese healing modality, and it is a hands-on modality or hands slightly off the body. And Reiki origin is from Japan, from Dr. Makayo Asui. And it's a relatively new healing in the sense that it's from the 1800s. The Japanese form of Reiki, and so Reiki is now widely used now, is to really heal the body physically, emotionally, and of course, spiritually. And there is, however, no religious content to it. So you don't have to have a particular faith. The only faith to have is to be open to your healing. So it is therefore not connected to any religion. So you can have any religious background, any faith of any kind, and receive the beautiful benefits of Reiki. Reiki is working on the energy body and working on the energy centers. So you may have heard of the term chakras, and the chakras are the main energy centers in the body. There are 7 that run down the front of the body, and they're through the entire body. And so a Reiki practitioner will place their hands right on top or hovering, beginning at the top of your head and then moving through various parts of the body until they come to your feet. Some of the benefits of Reiki, though, are very important, and it's extremely important now as we are experiencing a lot of high levels of stress and anxiety and very, difficult times. as well as a healing environment for anyone that is pre or post cancer, or just working with any kind of wellness, and just to be well in general. And I just love this topic of, restoring and, restoring our spirit, because we can really connect to our spirit. It really helps us continue and to work as a whole being. So what Reiki does is, one of the things that Reiki does is it moves the body from the sympathetic nervous system into the parasympathetic nervous system. And the sympathetic nervous system is that fight flight, is the one that we're really busy and we're going and we're moving. The parasympathetic is the rest and digest. And we know that when we are in the sympathetic nervous system, kind of on a high speed, the body cannot repair itself and the body cannot heal. But when we are in the rest and digest, the body has the opportunity to nurture itself and to heal itself. So some of the benefits of Reiki are really helps with physical pain. It can help with emotional issues. It calms the body. It relaxes the body. It brings deep inner centering, like almost like what we're saying the title of this beautiful forum is today, restoring our spirit and bringing our spirit back, and also brings a lot of clarity. So there is, again, I'd like to kind of share with you what's so beautiful with Reiki is you can actually work on yourself. So I do hold classes here at the Center for Wellness and Integrative Medicine at Northwell Health, and I'll leave the information below in the chat. I do offer one-on-one sessions, and I do also offer classes where you can be taught how to give Reiki to yourself in a Reiki 1 level, and that's a hand position. So I want to start with just a little bit of meditative practice. I'll take you through this. I think it's really just so nice. And I want to share with the 5 principles of Reiki. So if you could just go ahead and close your eyes and take a moment, if you're able to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in, exhale away. And I invite you to place your hands on your heart. If you can go ahead and place your hands on your heart. And I'm going to begin with the principles of Reiki, which begin with just for today. And the principle that begins with just for today is the present, bringing us to the present moment. And just for today, I will not worry. Just for today, I will not be angry. Just for today, I will do my work honestly. Just for today, I will honor all living things. Just for today, I will be grateful. So take a moment and call forth your spirit, feel centered, and all the many things that you're grateful for. And then gently, I'm just going to take you through a few hand positions. You can open your eyes just to peek up at me. And the first position will be hands over the eyes. So just place your hands gently over your eyes. Relax your body as you breathe in and out. And notice how your hands feel over your eyes. They may feel warm and comforting, or maybe cool to the touch. Relaxing your eyes behind the eyelids, softening the breath. And know that you're giving yourself a little bit of love and care. And gently moving your hands to the top of your head. And as you close your eyes, if you feel called, the top of your head, we recognize that there is something bigger and greater than us, that we are connected, that we are safe. And that bigger and greater may be the word for you, light or universe, or perhaps God, something bigger and greater. And then gently you move your hands behind your head, and we just kind of move them right behind your head. And this sort of is the area behind the head, the place of safety. Again, this place of all knowing. This is the place behind the head where you can be reminded of where you hold a newborn baby. So there's a lot of safety as we hold the back of the head. Know that you are safe and know that you are well. And gently bringing your hands to your throat, we'll bring our hands around to our throat. And as you breathe in and out of the throat center, this is the area of trust. So trusting yourself, trusting that all is well in this moment, and also the area of communication and speaking. Speak kindly to yourself, speaking kindly to others. It's also how you hearing. And then we'll move our hands to our heart where we started. And the heart center, this is the Reiki placement for the hands at the heart. So the hands are not unclasped, they're just side by side. And the heart is about love and kindness, compassion, forgiveness, love for self, love for others. There's a lot of gratitude here. So maybe think of something you're grateful for just now, just for today. And then moving your hands to your rib cage, just feeling your breath there, feeling the in and the out of the breath. You may be feeling your hands getting a little warmer. And then we're just going to move our hands to our belly. And this is the place of our solar plexus, the area of control, the area of power. It is coordinated with the color of yellow, like the sun. So think of all your strength, how strong you are. And then gently moving your hands to your knees. And with your hands on your knees, just notice this is the area of getting more grounded. So feel rooted and grounded. The knees are represented of standing up for ourselves, taking appropriate action, moving forward. There may be times in your life you feel stagnant or not moving, but the knees represent really always moving forward. And then we normally bring the hands to our feet. It might be a little harder for today. So we'll just kind of imagine with our hands at our knees that you have your hands at your feet. We use a little imagery. And then gently bring your hands back to your heart. And let's take a nice deep breath in as we close. Take a nice deep breath in. And exhale away. Just take this moment. Remind yourself of this moment. It only takes a moment to take this feeling into your day. Know that you are well. And as we say, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. And may all beings be free from suffering. And then gently you can open your eyes. And thank you so much for your time today and a little bit of a Reiki practice. Namaste, everybody.
Thank you so much, Tina. I think we're all feeling a sense of peace and relaxation after that. That was wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Our next speaker is Laura Glenz. Laura is a registered dietitian at the Monter Cancer Center. Laura is a member of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and is certified in oncology nutrition. Laura helps her patients by sharing nutrition knowledge that will help them to manage their side effects and prevent cancer malnutrition. Please join me in welcoming Laura.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm delighted to be part of this wonderful wellness forum, Renewing Your Spirit. And I want to tell you that I've worked at the Monter Center here for 7.5 years. And prior to that, I was working in the hospital in Long Beach when I first started over 25 years ago. And then I was working in home care nutrition with pediatrics. And then I went into adult home care. And so now I am here, and I also have a private practice out of my house in Long Beach. And I absolutely love working as an oncology nutritionist, a registered dietitian, and a certified specialist in oncology nutrition here at the Monter Center. So I was asked to tell you about my workflow and how I help my patients. So every day we get a list of all the patients that are having chemo or any kind of treatment here at the center. Sometimes they're getting an injection or blood. And we go through that and we prioritize our patients by all new patients are top priority. And then we go through any patients that have chemos that have particularly bad side effects. and we look at the chart and see if the patient has had a weight loss. And so those are our priorities for the day. We do try to see every new patient when they begin as soon as they start their treatment, so that they have the information they need to manage their side effects and to eat a more nutritious diet throughout their course of chemo. So every patient is given a new patient folder. And in that folder, there's 3 different nutrition handouts. So one is dedicated to hydration, because hydration is so important when you're on chemo. Number one, you want to make sure you're well hydrated for the accessing of the veins. It makes it much more easy for the nurses to access you if you are well hydrated. I always feel that patients that are well hydrated tolerate the chemo much better, because they've actually rinsed the chemo out of them. And by keeping well hydrated, they are have a good appetite, they feel more energized, and also you want to prevent having dehydration when you're having side effects like vomiting or diarrhea. So then you need to have some electrolytes. So that first handout covers all about nutrition, about hydration and its importance. The next one is eating during treatment. So in this booklet, we've written up all the side effects of all different chemos. And it's very important that these side effects get managed well through food or sometimes through medicines. For example, if you're having nausea and vomiting, we always recommend that patients eat a bland diet, but ginger is very beneficial in preventing nausea. And so we're not talking about ginger ale here. We mean real ginger root in a tea, boiled, or get a ginger tea bag. And that really does help prevent nausea. And we go through nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and some chemos can actually cause mouth sores. So it's very important to know how to manage these side effects, because we don't want our patients losing weight while they are on treatment. In the back of our little booklet, we have 2 pages dedicated to food safety. And the food safety aspect is very important, because we don't want our patients eating any foods that might contain bacteria that would cause foodborne illness. If a patient develops foodborne illness while they're on treatment, they risk the potential that they could miss one of their chemo appointments. They're vomiting, they could have nausea, they could have diarrhea, and we also want to make sure that they're not losing weight. So we really want to make sure that our patients are eating foods that are well cooked, that they avoid raw and undercooked meat, fish, poultry, and eggs, including sunny side up eggs, sushi. We want to make sure that they wash their fruits and vegetables very well, that they eat cheeses only that are pasteurized, that they go to, if they're going to eat deli meats and processed meats, make sure that you're getting them from a deli or supermarket that's reputable, that you know you've never gotten foodborne illness. You don't want to buy a pound of cold cuts and keep it for a week. You want to use it up in 3 days so that it's nice and fresh. So that's the food safety. And then this final beautiful booklet is Fighting Cancer with Your Fork. And this is just filled with general nutrition information about eating fresh fruits and vegetables, you know, trying to avoid high sugary, high fat foods, and trying to nourish yourself while you are on treatment. Now, a big part of our job is to go through a typical day of eating with our patients and find out, what are you currently eating and what would be more helpful or more beneficial for you from a cancer standpoint. So eating more fruits and vegetables, perhaps trying to, we like to say, eat a rainbow every day, so that you know you're getting all the different colored fruits and vegetables, so that you are getting a variety of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, plus your fiber. Also, we find that frequently when patients receive a cancer diagnosis, they immediately go online and research and start taking vitamins and supplements. And there are many reasons we don't want our patients to be supplementing without our knowledge. So a big part of our job is to perform supplement reviews. Many of the supplements can be antioxidants, which would actually compete with the chemo, or they could be blood thinners, like an omega-3 fatty acid. That thins the blood. And the chemos themselves may reduce blood counts and thin the blood. So you don't want to be taking that while you're on treatment. So we advise patients to avoid multivitamins the day before, the day of, and 2 days after their chemo treatment. And then we take a patient from where they are. So if a person is currently eating red meat 5 days a week and they're having a lot of fast food, we tell them, okay, let's cut back on that. And we take a baby step. You say, okay, let's try to only have the fast food once a week and maybe have the red meat not more than twice a week, for example. Perhaps the person doesn't drink a lot of water. So we really want to encourage them to find some source of decaffeinated beverage that they could use instead of water, like maybe a flavored seltzer or an herbal tea, to increase their hydration. And we also, our team is often asked to speak at survivorship groups throughout the center. I've spoken many times with the prostate cancer, the breast cancer support group. And then I started a breast cancer survivor weight loss support group. And I've run six classes. It runs for 8 weeks. And we have had some great success with our women. And currently I'm not running it now because of COVID, because I can't weigh anyone. And you really need to have some accountability. So I really need to do that in person. But hopefully, now that we have the vaccines coming down the pike, we'll be able to start doing that again. And then right now, today started National Nutrition Month. So every year we do the whole month. We're sending out emails, doing quizzes for our employees. And this year, the theme from the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is personalize your plate. So each week this month, we'll be sending out an email with a recipe, an international recipe. because that's part of the Personalize Your Plate focus this year, is to incorporate more cultures and a variety of foods. So I think that sums up what I'm doing here. And thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Laura. That was wonderful. It sounds like you do a lot of great work with your patients at the Cancer Center. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Great, thank you.
Yes. So our last but certainly not least speaker is Marisol Peralta. Marisol is a pastry chef with a passion for cooking. She feels that cooking and baking should be enjoyed by everyone, even those who don't know how. She provides easy to use ingredients and step-by-step instructions for flavorful meals that even your kids will enjoy. Please join me in welcoming Marisol.
Hi, everyone. I go by Madi, or you can call me Marisol. That's fine too. I have this little setup here. I do want to say, Laura, your explanation on the nutrition was awesome. I loved it. I want to start off with a smoothie. I went ahead and made it. Now, hydration is huge when you're getting treatment. So you do, like Laura said, you do want to get as much nutrients and vitamins, you want to replenish that. So this recipe calls for spinach, which I freeze as well. This one has half a banana, a little bit of celery, and an orange. I did use coconut milk with this one. You can use water, but again, you want to really fill your body with calories, because you don't want to lose weight. So you really want to get into that. This one is delicious. You can go ahead and mix in some fresh ginger as well. I sometimes use just the ground ginger, but you do want to use, you could use a fresh ginger root. So that was my recipe for that one. Let me put it right here on the side. This other recipe I have is a sweet potato hash. It's actually one of my favorite meals that I've started doing. I took 2 potatoes, sweet potatoes. I peeled them. I already shredded them. I did start them to cook them a little bit just because it takes a few minutes. So we'll let that warm up. Like I said, I go ahead and I chop my veggies up and I throw them in baggies and freeze them for later use. With the smoothie, you can actually go ahead and make like a big batch, separate it, and just keep it in your fridge. When you don't have that appetite, when you don't feel like cooking, that is a great alternative. I mean, it keeps you hydrated, you get those vitamins, and it's just an easy grab from the fridge. And I'm going to add the spinach into the sweet potato. This one's really simple. You can add, this one doesn't have, the only protein this one's going to have is an egg. Now, what I suggest doing, because then you're going to lose your appetite, but I know that eating chicken or like ground turkey, the healthy meat, it's going to be heavy on your stomach. So I highly suggest finding a powder replacement. So this one's a kale and fiber that I use. And then there's also a pea protein one. I use this for myself in my smoothies. You can pour it over your vegetables, your beans, and honestly, the kids like them too. So when you're cooking these meals, they're for you, but you could also extend them to your family, and they're freezer friendly. So when you don't have the energy to cook, make a big batch of these and you're good to go. And they can always serve themselves. So with this, we're going to just cook the spinach a little bit because it was frozen. I had it thawed out for a little bit. We're going to add some salt and pepper. I like using kosher salt. Obviously, you want to pay attention to your salt intake. And some pepper. And with this, you can transfer it to a baking pan, like an 8x8. That's what I used earlier, or a 9x13. So if you're making a bigger batch, or what I like to do is actually just find a pan that I can transfer straight to the oven. This one, the handle comes off, so I just flip it in the oven, take the handle off, and then when it's ready, just flip that handle back on and serve it. This looks great. I hope you can see. I don't know how well you can see, but the potato's super soft now. It cooked for about 10 minutes with the spinach in there. Again, you want to cook the egg. So this is going to go in the oven at 350 for about, I'd say 15, 20 minutes. You do want the egg to cook. So with the egg, so I like to push it down a bit and then break my egg quickly. Yep. And then it goes right on top. You can scramble it in there or you can leave it as is, but you do want it cooked. And this one comes out delicious. I add a little bit more salt. Again, you do just want to see what your intake on that is. You can go ahead and scramble it in there. Let me turn that off. And you bake it, like I said, for 15, 20 minutes, and it comes out. I'm going to scoop this over here. And I went ahead and I actually made it in my 8x8 pan. But this one I didn't scramble the eggs. But as you see, it comes out super delish. And what I like doing, I like keeping it in the other pan though, because you have a nice thickness to it. So it does depend how many sweet potatoes you need. Let me scoop this over. I have one more recipe for you. So I have six scrambled eggs in my bowl. I seasoned it with salt and pepper. I'm going to use my cupcake tray. So I'm going to actually spray this down. And so I went ahead and I made some tomato sauce. Now I know that it can be acidic, so I know that could upset your stomach. But if you want to make this for your family as well, you can just omit it on half of your cupcake tray, and then that'll be yours. So I'm just going to put this in a few of them. So the tomato sauce is going to go on the bottom. It's going to go in first. I'll do a few of these in three. You can use, I use a shredded cheddar cheese. I like a little cheese on there. And then you can add, again, you can add some of a fiber powder or the protein one as well. Since this doesn't have any meat in it, you can add more spinach to this. You do want to, so it depends. So if you're having an upset stomach or you are constipated, you have to see, if that fiber powder, if you want to add that in there or not. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these scrambled eggs. So it goes right on top. And these are delicious. My whole family eats these. And these are great for freezing. You can freeze them up. You can, and then just pop them in the microwave. Or sometimes if they're a little bit bigger, I use my brownie pan, which is a little bit bigger than this cupcake tray. I actually put it in the toaster oven, or in the toaster, I should say, and just use some tongs to take that out. So this goes in the oven. You can add more cheese to it, any type of veggie you like. You could do kale. You can use cherry tomatoes as well. Some herbs, some oregano. This as well as a sweet potato is good too, because it's easy to swallow. It's not chewy, because I know that sometimes that could be a side effect as well. So I'm going to show you the finished product, because this is some TV magic or some Zoom magic, I should say. So this is a sweet, I hope you guys can see that. This is a sweet potato hash, which is really good. I like this one because you can really add anything to it. And then these are the egg, hold on, so the thing is cool. I added some multi-grain crackers or some toast too. That's healthy for you too. And then those are the eggs. I hope you guys enjoyed. What I really want to do, if it's okay, not right now, but I really want to send someone just some more recipes, especially the smoothies. I have this really good recipe with turmeric, which is really good for, I'm forgetting the word, but it's good for you, as well as some ginger. What's that?
Inflammation.
Yes, inflammation. Yes, sorry. But yes, so turmeric tea, I have a really good recipe, as well as a ginger root one. So I'm going to type those up, and hopefully we'll be able to send them to who's here today. I hope the recipes you guys enjoy.
That would be great.
Use them. What's that?
That would be great if we could get the recipes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. So I'll write those up and then I'll send them to someone. I hope that you guys enjoyed my little tidbit. Thank you so much for having me. If you have any questions on any of the recipes or want some help with something, please let me know.
Thank you. I
Thanks.
asked a question.
So
Can you
much.
be able to answer it?
Thank you so much, Mary. Yes, we're actually going to be answering the questions shortly. But Mary, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I think we're all definitely ready for dinner now, and I will definitely be making that sweet potato hash very soon. So everyone,
Did she write a book? Did she write a recipe book?
I'm working on it.
so
Okay.
Mary, thank you so much again. We will be sending out Mary's recipes to those of you who attended, so stay tuned. We'll be sending that through email, and I'm going
Thank
to
you.
pass the attention on to my colleagues, Sarah and Brittany, who will be reading your questions. So any questions, just put into the chat, and Sarah and Brittany will read them. Thank you.
How are you guys? I'm Brittany. I'm a social work intern as well. So the first question someone had asked, do you freeze the fresh spinach? Do you wash and dry it first before freezing?
Yes, with any fruit, any vegetables, you always want to wash it. With the spinach though, the one that I bought, it comes in a bag already, so it's pre-washed. And some of them I get at Costco, so it's a huge bag, and it states that it's washed 3 times. So there's really no need for it if it states it.
Perfect.
Hi, everyone. So it looks like our next question is for Tina. How can we reach Tina Conroy to make a Reiki appointment?
Great, thank you. So I'll leave the phone number below as well as our website, and you can contact either through the website or the phone number, and you can schedule with me. I'm there every day except for Wednesday. So, and limited time on Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and half a day on Saturday. So I'll leave that information below. I actually put that right in the chat. There we go. Oh, and also the Reiki classes. I do have Reiki classes coming up. The next Reiki one is that will be on the website as well, but you can also call. I believe the next one is in March, and I believe it's the 30th and 31st. It's the end of the month. It's over 2 nights. And so Reiki one would be the first one you'd want to start with. Thank you.
The questions we had in the chat. Does anyone else have any questions?
Oh, Adriana does, I think.
Is
Okay.
there any way to reach the lady who did all the recipes? Is there any way to reach her if we have questions, or is it through you?
Marisol, how would you like to go about that? Would you like to do it through us, or?
No, I can provide my my email address in the chat if that's okay, and then you can email me directly.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Adriana had asked, some folks experience low blood counts during treatment. Are there any foods that may help to increase blood counts?
Actually, for the iron, yes, you can eat some iron foods, but the white blood counts, it's a general healthy diet. I've had patients tell me that when they started eating lentils or almonds, that helped them, but there is no scientific evidence to that. But you do want to make sure that you are eating a well-balanced diet. And it's really a side effect of the chemo. And after about 2 weeks, those numbers will bounce back up. And there's like no magic recommendation, I'm sorry to say.
We do have a little more time for some more questions if anybody has.
Do you have anyone that can recommend exercises like to strengthen or stretch? I know Northwell Integrative Medicine has a lot of classes. I'm a member there. But do you ever have workshops about exercise through Adelphi?
I'm happy to answer that. This is Raina, everyone. We have had educational forums on exercise. Last year, we had a few different series on Path to Wellness, and we had some, and they are on our YouTube channel. We'll send a follow-up email with everyone, just with the link with today's program, as well as the evaluation, and you can, by all means, feel free to visit our previous forums. We're still planning out events for this year, but we can always connect you if you want to write into the chat. I'm not sure. I don't know if that might have been Barbara that asked that question. By all means, we can connect you to Strength for Life, and there are other exercise classes. The JCC has a variety of exercise programs that are free for cancer patients, as well as depending on where you're undergoing treatment. So we can always connect you or refer you to an appropriate center for movement that's appropriate based on where you are in the treatment.
Thank you. It was a little broken up, so whatever. I could make a phone call because I couldn't hear you that well.
Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, just we can follow up with you and get you more information. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think there was one more question, one or two more questions in the chat, Brittany and Sarah, if you'd like to read them before we wrap up.
Someone had asked, how can we reach out to Laura?
I have a private practice. I work limited hours at that, but that number, my phone number is 516-431-1299. And my website is www.eatingsolutionsinc.com.
Okay, this question is for Tina. Are the Reiki classes virtual?
At the moment they are, yes. The Reiki classes are virtual. However, there is a component. So the Reiki classes are virtual. They're held over 2 evenings, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time, over 2 nights. And then you have a 1 hour one-on-one with me that's included in the fee. And if you choose not to come in, if for some reason you'd rather not be in person, we can do that on Zoom. So it is a virtual 2-day, approximately 6 hours, and then another hour that you can do at your convenience in person. I've had many people come actually that are not in state now. So those people would be doing the Zoom office hours, but if you're local, then you can do that in person. So there's a component of mostly virtual and yes, in person at the moment. We're hoping in the future we're back to in person.
All right, I think we'll be wrapping up. If there's any other questions, you guys can feel free to email us and we will reach out. You can go to the Adelphi Breast Cancer Program website to reach out to us. But thank you all so much for being here today, and a special thank you to all of our speakers. We really appreciate you taking the time to participate in our program, and I hope everyone stays safe and well.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.